we never ever open. Not one word. Rhea and I tell each other everything. Always have. And here she is, sitting next to me at lunch on Tuesday. Rhea, who told me when she got her period, so young, even though she looked like she wanted to die. But I don't know what to do. What to do. What to do. It's too hard to say even one word. So I just chew my lip and don't talk to my best friend until she gets in a huff and leaves to sit at another table. And I chew and chew and chew, but not my food. The test. What if I hadn't gone down to the basement? He said not to follow him down there. He said that. What if I'd stopped wrestling around last year? Back when Mom said, "Aren't you getting too old for that?" What if I hadn't tickled him on the tummy that other time? What if I'd gone over to Rhea's that day? What if I hadn't laughed at first? What if he didn't really mean it like that? What if he thought that's what I wanted? What if I told him to knock it off? What if these what-ifs are right? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm just paranoid? What if it's me? What if I made a mistake? What if? 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 Class, put your pencils down. I watch my test packet, shuffle forward, row by row, to Mr. Jenkins' desk, somewhere in that huge pile of papers. My blank one. Ghost Girl. What are we, 6? Rhea uncaps a glue stick and adds final touches to her Halloween decoration. I nod, which some part of me knows doesn't make sense. But I'm not really listening to her usual wanting to be older talk. A white noise hum purrs away inside me. I let it lull me away from everything out there. Class 5J, preparing us for kindergarten instead of middle school. Now Rhea's frowning at me, so I'd better say something. Otherwise, she might ask me, what's wrong? And I can't tell her. I point to her wispy ghost girl. Yours looks good, though. Yeah, I'll admit, I kind of like her. Rhea lifts her up and whooshes her shredded tissue skirt around. The hum inside gets more intense, pulling me back. But I lift up whatever it is that I made. A ghost, too, I guess. Rhea's eyes widen. Whoa, yours looks modern? Abstract? Dead, I say. Rhea nods. That's appropriate. Monsters. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to dress up this year? Go trick-or-treating? Mom drops the fabric onto the counter. The shimmery blue fabric I chose 6 months ago. Shimmery blue because I decided to be a genie. 6 months.